Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios in Brisbane and broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Z Games, where we bring you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
Want to get in touch? Check us out on social media or email us using onair@zgamesau.net.
Coming at you live from the 4ZZZ Studios. My name is Jack and I'm in studio with Kate. Hello.
Hi.
And Rani. Hello.
Hi.
Like I said, we're going to be talking Clash of Clans. Kate, you've been wanting to talk about this one for, I feel like, quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to mention it in a news update and no one thought it was news.
You mentioned it as a joke.
Kind of, yeah. But also, we need to talk about it.
So we're going to talk about it. And you've been playing both Limbo and Inside, Rani?
Yeah, mostly Limbo.
Right.
It's just too spooky, man.
Because Inside, I feel like Inside's newer because Limbo is like way older.
Limbo is older, but they're done by the same
Developer. Yeah. Cool. Who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about the games first? Who?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
All
All right, all eyes are on me.
Talk about Clash of Clans because I know you want to talk about Clash of Clans.
Yes. Okay. So I don't think this is anything anyone's going to be hearing about for the first time, but in the off chance that you are, it only released a couple of years ago in 2012. Basically, it is a massively multiplayer online strategy game where you build up your base and you kind of train troops and upgrade different resources, and then you go and fight other people on their clan, like their base. And
yes.
You have you're listening, you're engaged.
Hello,
I love it.
I'm here. My mic wasn't here, but I'm here now. It's okay.
Yeah, so you basically just train up different troops. So you've got like DPS, you got tanks, you got ranged troops. Then as you level up and get better at combat, then you kind of go and can get new troops,
yes,
new things for your base, and you get heroes, which are basically just big troops, more or less. And they come with different abilities. And they've got a new kind of like side base where, I don't know, kind of like a side quest that you can do as well, which I think follows a different storyline. But they've recently been coming out with lots of updates to change the animation to 3D for the heroes,
right? Which
I find frustrating.
Which was previously 2D.
Yeah, so the whole game more or less is 2D. I'll just pass this around.
Give us a gaze. Yeah, I'll have a look. Wow, it's every mobile game that I've ever seen. It's based on
more or less, yeah. Except if you go,
I forgot that you're talking about Clash of Clans and not Clash Royale. I was getting excited about Clash Royale.
Oh,
sorry.
Don't. Yeah.
Wow. But it looks. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what they're trying to do is kind of reinvent the game to bring in new appeal. Because like I said, it's been out since 2012 on iOS.
And there's a lot of competition.
Yes.
Like, you know what you're looking at, Rani. Like, truthfully, I've never downloaded Clash of Clans.
Right.
Yeah, no, I've never played it.
Clash Royale looked appealing to me. Clash of Clans never did. These base building games. Well, I mean, I've never been a strategy boy.
True.
The only one that I played was Rise of Nations, and I was horrendous at it.
Yeah.
Back when I was doing like LAN parties with Halo and Call of Duty 4, like Rise of Nations was one that we'd bring up. So like the rise of sort of like mobile strategy games is something that I've been more or less like that's been to the side.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been hooked since I've had it, and I've had it for many, many years. And yeah, they have a really interesting way of keeping you engaged with the game because they've got different quest lines.
Right.
So they used to have a series of like village achievements where it was things like, upgrade a gold storage to level 10 and you would get certain gem rewards. And then they came out with the secondary base, which is like your builder base, and there's achievements there. So that came out new, so you had to start from scratch. And then they've just come out with these challenges. And then there's perks for different things. It is a freemium game.
Yeah, so I was going to say, Clash of Clans makes hectic money. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
That's the other thing. Because you are battling other players, the freemium element is kind of frustrating because they can pay real money to get better. But I find that I still don't fail miserably when I haven't paid any money for it.
Miserably. So you still fail most of the time.
Just some of the time, yeah.
I was like, I don't want to like have a go at you for it, but it seems like because games like Clash of Clans have such a broad appeal that the people that are going to be going competitive most often would probably be the ones that are trying to get the most out of their money.
Yes.
Like paying for the game, right?
Yeah.
And to clarify, you haven't spent any money or
no
some
money.
money? No money at all?
No money at all. I think because gems are a commodity in most mobile games that can be purchased, and you can also purchase resources like the elixir or the gold, which are used to spend on...
like speed up.
Yeah, so gold is used for upgrading buildings and defenses in your base, and then elixir is used to actually upgrade your troops and train troops. You can buy those with money, or you can just grind it out. And I've kind of grinded it out, and most of it does fall onto strategy. So when you're attacking another base, the way you attack, the troops you use, the formation you use. Like, there's some people go really deep in it, and the way that
the meta is like a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, but there is definitely strategy involved, so I don't think that it's necessary to pay, and I like that. And I like that other people have the option. I don't know. I like it.
So it doesn't seem too unfair.
No, exactly.
Like, other people are paying for an advantage, but obviously that advantage is not massive.
And it's not discounting the game experience for other players.
So that's the other thing. Yeah, like, you're grinding... You're spending far more time doing what other people would just spend, like, a few bucks on. Is that not frustrating for you? Because you've been playing this for quite a while.
No, because it is an enjoyable experience.
Okay.
And I think you get to a certain point... When you're first starting your base, it's kind of monotonous and dry. And then you get to a level
because you're waiting on all of these goddamn
timers. Like, you
level.
get one gold and a one elixir, and you're like, come on, it takes 5 minutes to get one of each.
Yeah.
But then you kind of upgrade things, and it moves a little smoother, and you never have that fear of, am I going to run out of resources completely? And then it just kind of becomes about the battle and different quests that you can do, and different... It also kind of challenges you, because I have a set kind of troop regime, I guess, that I would use.
Right, okay.
And then they come out with quests where they're like, now you've got to use 10 hog riders. Hog riders are a specific character that seemed to be a meme in the whole thing, because it's a guy riding a hog.
It's an easy meme.
Yeah, exactly. It says what it is. And they basically challenge you to use different troops in these quests. So it keeps you engaged, and it keeps you kind of learning different ways of playing.
Do you think that it does enough different for someone who has not historically been into strategy to get into strategy?
No, because all the different is still strategies that you got to figure out.
Yeah.
So if you're not into strategy, it's not going to work.
No.
But if you are, I think some games require basic strategy, and once you've learnt that, you know it. Whereas with this, it's kind of... There's multiple different elements and layers of play. It's an onion of a game. You're welcome.
Always love that one. If people have been... Because it's been out for ages. If people have played the game and fallen out of sort of touch with it, fallen out of love with it, you said that there are some changes, some obviously visual coming.
Yeah.
But do you think that the game has changed significantly over the last, like, maybe year or two?
Last year or two, I think they've had the builder base for a little bit.
Right.
But they've just come out with a massive upgrade to that, where it basically capped out. So you could get your builder town hall to some level, and that was it. And so when you got there, it was like, well, what am I working for? But they've just increased that level cap. So if you were bored because of that level cap, they're constantly increasing it, and they're constantly creating new defense things for you to save up to as well.
Right.
I'd say to be something that would be worth getting back into.
Or at least checking...
Yeah, absolutely.
Checking out again. Because obviously you're not paying money for this.
No, exactly.
Ads are the worst.
There are no ads on this.
Oh.
So it is freemium because other people pay, but I've not seen an ad. Sometimes they advertise their own content.
So they'll have like a Clash Royale ad or some... Like, will they advertise internal stuff or just other games that they've developed?
No, so they have a page where they have their news, where they talk about Clash of Clans news.
Right, okay.
And Clash of Clans content.
Yeah.
So if they have like a YouTube video, you can watch that.
But it's not like the gross, like banner ads or the whole video ads or anything like that.
Exactly. So you're never getting advertised for skinny teas or something else ridiculous.
Thank God the whales are making this company enough money so we don't need to watch ads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
That's
think
the difference.
Train Taxi?
Oh my
probably
God.
aren't like there probably aren't any
No.
whales like throwing crazy money at that
Yeah.
because obviously their ads are just obnoxious as hell.
Yeah, like I can't get past, I can't play 2 levels without like a minute's worth of ads, and
Yeah.
I would throw money at it if I had money to throw at it.
But I'm living in poverty. It's like
I'm a writer, guys.
it's like don't do it. Don't get into writing.
Don't do
It's
it.
not worth it.
So yeah, 7
Sorry,
out of
Rani.
5.
7 out of 5?
7 out of 5. You're welcome. Good
How
game.
does that?
We don't
Good
rate
game
games.
out of 10.
We don't rate games.
How does that?
Good game out of 10.
How
I
does
give it a
that
good
work?
12 out of 10.
You're welcome.
What?
Out of 3.
What?
Please and thank you out of 4.
The worst. You're hanging out on Zed Games. There's a lot of tension in the studio. My name is Jack. Not that kind of tension, Kate. Put it away.
Laughing.
Okay.
It was a laugh. and came out strange.
I'm Jack. That's Kate.
Yes.
That's Rani. And
Yes,
Caitlin's
He is
here.
pointing.
Caitlin snuck in
Hello.
in that song. Rani,
Yes.
Talk some games.
you've been playing Inside and Limbo.
Yeah.
Because you want to get terrified.
Look, it's not.
Correct.
It wasn't as terrifying an experience as being 14 and playing Slender Man while you were meant to be doing your schoolwork.
Oh,
But
When
it-
did that game come out? 14?
I was in like grade 9 or something.
You're also significantly younger than me.
Yeah. I'm like a baby.
Anyone who admits
When did
that,
it
I don't
come
know how
out?
to feel.
Are you like, you're 22?
I'm 21.
A child.
Yep.
I'm
You're
only
a child.
just a legal
I'm
adult.
I'm so happy that I'm not the youngest person on this goddamn show anymore. Holy God, it
I'm
took
not-
3 years.
Like, I'm not even considered an independent by Centrelink, you know? Like, I'm
At 21.
Oh, 22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's 22.
Look, as long as I can stay in my parents' Medibank, I don't care.
Yikes.
But honestly, like that's scarier than playing Limbo, right? But
Being
no,
off-
I was first introduced to Inside when it came out,
Right.
and I literally watched the Game Grumps play through it, and I was like, I have to play this, and then I don't know, I just
You
didn't.
just got past
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I did. I would have been in like grade 12 or something. I don't
It
know.
happens.
Anyway, I was playing Limbo, and they're puzzle games, right? And they don't tell you the controls. So I'm sitting there thinking, is it going to be arrow keys or is it going to be, WASD? And then it doesn't let you move for the first like 30 seconds, minute of the game or something like that. And so I'm sitting there trying to figure out what controls I'm meant to be using. And then all of a sudden it actually responds to me hitting the right arrow key. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I get all the way to this wooden crate that you're meant to pull on, and he grabbed onto it, and as I tried to move backwards, he just walked away. And I was like, what am I meant to do? Yeah. And then, so I had to go into the menu, find the controls, and realized that you hit control when you want to, do an action.
So weird.
And I was like, okay, so I need to pull this out, and I have a certain amount of time to jump up onto a platform, and then I have to, swing on this rope. And I was maybe 5 minutes into the game when there was this crate in this water, and I was like, maybe if I do it at the right rhythm, I can use the crate to get across the water. No, it just sinks and you drown because you can't swim.
And it's so bleak. So we probably should mention, so
Super bleak.
overall, puzzle platformer.
Yeah.
The puzzle part is where you kind of get tripped up. But it's also quite a dark game.
It's super... so Inside has dull colors.
Yes.
Limbo is black and
white.
grey.
Yeah.
And
That's
white.
basically it.
His eyes are white. And
Yeah,
that's
that was
that's
always
about
weird.
it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is the whole, limbo
Yeah,
thing,
being
that
in limbo.
concept.
Yeah.
But the puzzle... Oh, man, it took me too long to figure out to drag the crate back and jump up onto a rope. And then it's once you get all the way up to knock a log off of the top of a tree, you have to go all the way back down. You can't just jump down, otherwise you die.
You die, yeah, because it's too much, too far.
But all of those death instances always had me jump. So when I got stabbed by the spider leg, I just, every single time I was like, oh god. Like,
yeah, no, I've played a bit of Limbo, and it's just, you always just feel like such a bad person for killing this kid.
right? But like,
because I'm just bad at games, and this kid dies. I'm like, no.
At the same time,
the whiplash, dude.
At the same time, it's like beautifully calm.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not, like, it's not okay.
You just, like, hear the breeze, and then, like, these little drips in the background.
You're like, it's super nice. And then all of a sudden, some ominous music plays.
And I just walked into a bear trap.
What's going to happen? Ominous music just plays. It just plays. Like, you don't actually have to be near anything.
Pranked. Thanks, Limbo.
But then, yeah, Inside's pretty much the same. But I think you get to do a little bit more than you did in Limbo.
Well, I mean, there's like 7 years between those games.
Yeah.
So Limbo came out in 2009, I think. Ish.
Yeah, it was
super old.
It was a while ago. When did Inside come out?
2016.
Yeah, so I would have been, fresh out of high school.
Oh my goodness.
Really?
Like, I was, like, 2016 was my first year of freedom, air
I think
quotes.
that's when I started uni.
I started uni in the second half of 2016 because I dropped out of a course.
I got my first qualification after high school in 2016 because I dropped out of uni twice. Once wasn't enough.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Limbo 2010, Inside 2016.
Yeah,
so
that's a fair amount of time.
They've been around for ages. They're both on PC. You're playing them both on PC.
Yeah.
Rani, get a controller.
I have a controller that I use.
You're just like, do I use words with like arrows? And I'm like, get a controller. There are only 2 options here. Please.
No.
So they're terrifying and they're spooky, and we're all bad at puzzles.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
mean, I love a good puzzle game. I love a good puzzle platformer. I don't like. Child of Light was one of my favorite games. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah.
Like, just puzzle platformers. That's my life.
Because, like, to feel joy, you need to feel at least, like, 78% suffering.
Yeah.
Ori and the Blind Forest is 100% that, honestly. Yeah. Like, it is water temple. But, like, you finish and you're like, let's do it again. And I'm like, no, bring it back, come on. I'm not sure Limbo and Inside are quite on the same, like, emotional, like, you don't ride the wave. It's just sort of like...
No, it's just, yeah.
When you're bad.
You're like,
okay, cool.
You try so hard, you're like, I can't let this poor kid die. And then
he's dead.
Sometimes, though, he just has to die for you to see what the puzzle is. And you just kind of like...
It can be like a little bit trial and error like that sometimes, I feel. Yeah.
And it autosaves as well. But it doesn't...
That's not too bad.
It doesn't... I didn't notice an icon. So normally a game that autosaves gives you an icon.
In like the bottom corner.
Yeah, but essentially what it does...
There are like checkpoints in the levels.
Yeah, it saves from like the beginning of a puzzle.
Yeah.
So if you don't finish a puzzle, it'll just put you right back at the beginning.
That's not
of
too
puzzle.
bad.
Yeah.
And I guess the platforming like specifically like a challenge, or is it mostly just the puzzles?
No, it's mostly just the puzzles.
It's not like it's not a tight platform or anything like that. Yeah.
It's pretty much like just like one solid terrain. Like you're just walking through a forest. Essentially, is what it is.
And trying not to like fall into spikes or into a spider or onto a bear trap.
So that time where you're trying to get out, you think you're about to die because you get stuck in like a spider's egg nest. And it wraps you up. And then you have to like...
So gross.
You just have to hit keys until you break free.
Yeah.
Because it spun you up. And then you just hop because you're just wrapped in spiderweb. You just gotta hop. And you do like so much of the platform, so much of the level just hopping.
Wrapped up, yeah.
Because you can't do anything. You can't like get yourself out. And then you like fall. You can't help but fall in this one bit. Just fall through like a hollowed out tree, and you come out with like a little bit of spiderweb left in your hair.
It's very charming.
Yeah. It's wonderful. But like it is something so beautifully simple about it as well, which I guess makes the puzzles a little less infuriating.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because it's nice to look at.
Yeah. Both games, yeah, true. There's just a little bit more red in Inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think more blues as well.
Oh, just
like
a little,
red
just color
and
in
blue.
general, yeah.
But then the rest is like
It's
odd
still like
shades
black
of
and
grey.
yeah. Fair. Thank you so much for that review, Rani.
No worries.
That brings us to the end of the show for this week. Coming up on the 4ZZZ version of Z Games, because that's right, we do 2 versions. Caitlin,
yeah.
You're revisiting relationships and romances in games because you've been just glued to Mass Effect for the last few weeks.
Sure have. I've not prepared at all.
Anything.
It's going to be fun.
I'm just going to get real thirsty. And I'm like, that's all
part of
this
the
show
fun.
is. Yeah. What else are we talking about? Is Kosh is talking about Final Fantasy 14.
New expansion.
He's just talking about 14 in general.
Okay, that's also good.
And because he was recently at a wedding in 14. So he
Yeah.
can talk about the romances.
Yeah, I've had some friends who have gone to weddings in 14.
Yeah. 14 community is so
sorts
weird.
of
I love
things.
them, but like it's yeah.
Yeah.
It's a ride. I was part of it, so it's fine. Check all of that out on the website, zgamesau.net. You can find our social media stuff at zgamesau on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Did I forget anything, Coat?
No, I think that's everything.
That's everything.
Oh, Apple Music or no,
iTunes.
iTunes.
We're on iTunes podcasts
Yes.
and Spotify.
Yes.
Download us
Listen.
now.
All the time.
Switch. Now, Switch. Switch Lite. It doesn't switch. Why is it
There's
called
no
a Switch?
switching.
There's no
Yeah.
switching. God. We love and appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.